Hey, what's going on, guys? It is your average programmer here, back again with another video. I apologize for the hiatus that I've been on from YouTube. I was just trying to learn some new things that I can teach you all. And with that being said, today we are going to learn control flow. If you don't know what control flow is, let's take a look here at this diagram that I found on the internet. Control flow is basically self-explanatory. So it's the ability to control the flow of your programs. So when you write code, you want to be able to manage and handle the code that you write, or whatever it is, the user input that you take in. You want to be able to take that user input and control how it works in your program. As you can see here, this is the start of the statement, this arrow up here. So in here comes a condition. If the condition is true, the block on this side proceeds to execute. If the condition is false, the block on the right side proceeds to execute. And eventually we reach another part of the program, but we're not going to get that far. So this is the basic structure and the basic syntax for a control flow in your program. This diagram is a really great example that I found on the internet. And I'm going to bring it up again once we actually write some code. So let's go ahead and jump into Visual Studio and let's write some code. Let's go into our .NET Core. Let's go ahead and create a console app project called Control Flow. And I hope you all are doing okay. Hope you all are staying safe. Let's go ahead and get this party started. I don't know why this usually takes so long. Hope you all like my galaxy background. So let's go ahead and write a small little program here. Control flow is basically, as I said, a way to control how your program operates. So let's say we have user input. Let's just say console.write. Let's go ahead and console.write something so we can take some user input. Console.write. Let's say we want to determine whether a person is legal enough to drink. And of course, this is going to be based on the age in the US. And as you know, different countries have different restrictions and different age limits to when you can drink. So let's go ahead and write here, what is your age? So we can determine if you are legal enough to drink. I'm gonna have to zoom out here 1 second. All right, so what is your age so we can determine if you are legal enough to drink? And we're gonna take that user input. If you've watched one of my previous videos, I showed you how to take this user input. So first we're gonna declare a variable, and it's going to be an int. We're going to call it age. We'll set it equal to the input that we take in from here, console.readLine. Instead of console.writeLine, it's going to be console.readLine. But then we have to convert this string, because when you take in user input, it comes in as a string. We have to convert it to an integer. So convert this entire read line into an integer. And we've got our age. So let's go ahead and run this console app and let's see how it starts off. As you can see here, it's going to prompt us, what is your age, so we can determine if you are legal enough to drink. And nothing happens because we haven't written any statements to control the flow of this user input. So one way to control the flow of user input is with if and else statements. And we're going to talk about switch statements later on in this video. But one of the ways to control user input is with an if statement. So if, let's say, age is less than 21. So if the age is less than 21, you are not legal enough to drink in the US. If age is less than 21, we want to write to the user console.writeLine. Oops. Sorry. You are too young to drink. So, as you can see here, we've taken the age of the user, we've compared it to the legal age in the US that you can drink, which is 21. And if the statement in here is true, then this statement in here is going to execute. If the expression in here is true, if the expression in here is true, then the statement proceeds to execute. So if age is less than 21, if the person's age is less than 21, we want to console.WriteLine, you are too young to drink. Else, so as you can see here, we're going to write an else block. Else console write line. I'm not used to this keyboard. Write line, you are legal enough to drink. Exclamation mark. So as you see here, again, we've got statements inside, we've got an expression inside of this if block. So if this first statement isn't true, then the control is going to return to this next statement, which is an alternative to the first statement. So if this first statement is not true, if the age is greater than 21, then we go ahead and proceed to this else statement. So we say if age is less than 21, we're going to write this. Else, if age is greater than 21, we're going to proceed to this. We're going to skip over this part because the statement in here is false, so it proceeds to the alternative form of what we've written, which is going to print out, you are legal enough to drink. Let's go ahead and run the console application. So let's say, what is your age? So we can determine if you're legal enough to drink. We're going to write 10. There we go. Sorry, you are too young to drink. Now we're going to switch it up and we're going to type in a different age. What is your age? We are going to type in 40. You are legal enough to drink. So as you can see here, we've controlled how our program reacts to user input, which is what control flow is. You're controlling how your program operates based on certain circumstances. It could be user input. It could be based on another function within your program. There are a lot of factors that contribute to control flow. And as you can see here, we've done control flow with user input. We've performed control flow with user input. So this is one way to control the flow of your programs. Now we're going to use a switch statement. Switch statement is pretty, I don't want to say out of date, but it's out of date. And it's not really used mainly because of the syntax that you have to use to write it. It's a bit confusing at first, but we're gonna again write user input console.WriteLine, and this is going to be based on a different factor. This is going to be based on the season of the year it is. So what season are we in? So it's going to take in some input, which is the season. It's going to take that input, so we're going to say it's a string season equals console.readline. So let's go ahead and manipulate this. Let's go ahead and control what happens when the user types in a certain season. So we're going to do a switch statement based on the season. So that's exactly what we're going to write. Switch. And inside the expression block, we're going to write season. And that's basically the format of our switch statement. So we're going to perform different operations based on what season it is. So in the case that the season is spring, we're going to say console.WriteLine. I've got to learn to type with this keyboard. Oh my gosh. It is sunny outside. We're going to break out of this statement because we don't want to perform any other operation once we know that it's spring. Once we know that it's spring, we just want to consult our right line. It is sunny outside. So we're going to write another case statement. In the case that it is fall or spring, summer, let's say summer. Let's go in order here. We're going to console that right line. It is the best season of the year. As you can tell, summer is my favorite season. And we're going to break out of the statement because once we know that it's summer, we don't want to do anything else. We just want to print out it's the best season of the year. In the case that it is fall, we want to console that right line. Oops, sorry about that. We want to console that right line. Oh my gosh. We just want to say the leaves are falling off the tree. I don't have anything better to say, that's why. Leaves are falling off the trees. And in the case that it is winter, oh, forgot the break statement. Can't forget the break statement. So in the case that it is winter, we want to say constant right line. It is very cold outside. It is very cold outside. And don't forget to break. All right. So as you can see here, we've created a switch statement. Let me zoom in a little bit. Now, this is the user input that we're going to take in right here. We're going to prompt the user for a season. What season are we in? They're going to type in the season. We're going to take this season variable and we're performing a switch statement based on the season variable. In the case that the user types in spring, we want to type out it is sunny outside. The case summer, we want to type out it's the best season of the year. And in the case that the user types in fall, the leaves are falling off the trees. In the case that's winter, we're going to type out it's very cold outside. Now, what if the user doesn't type in a season? What if the user types in by accident, maybe spells the word wrong, or the user types in something random? We want to be able to handle that. We want to be able to control that as well. So we've got the different case statements. Now we're also going to write default because we want this to happen when we don't know what season it is, when we don't have control of what season is, when the user doesn't type in the correct season or doesn't type in what we're expecting. So default, we are going to say console that right line we are not sure what season you typed in, and we are going to break. All right, so in the case that we don't know what the user types in, that is what this default statement is for, and we're going to console out. We're going to console our right line out. We are not sure what season you typed in. So we've got control of our program because we've got statements for whether the user types in the correct season or statements whether the user types in an incorrect season. So this is what control flow is, and we're going to run this program. Let's see. Let's say, what season are we in? I'm going to type in winter. It's going to prompt out, it is very cold outside, as you can see here. We're going to type in one more correct season and then an incorrect season. What season are we in? Summer. It is the best season of the year because that's what we wanted to say. That's how we decided to control our program. That's what we decided our program is going to say if the user types in summer. Now let's go ahead and type in an incorrect season. Let's say, what season are we in? Let's say January. January is a month, not a season. We are not sure what season you typed in. As you can see, we've also controlled the incorrect input that a user types in. So we've got control of correct and incorrect input. That is exactly what control flow is. You are able to control the flow. You're able to control how your program reacts based on user input or any other factor. So that is the general idea and the general basis of control flow. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe just so you're notified, and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I post a new video. If you want to stay tuned, please subscribe to the channel and show some support for me. And yeah, I hope you all take care. Have a good one. Stay safe. Peace.